It's a transition market here in Steamboat Springs. What's that mean? Well, some people will tell you that that's a return to a pre-pandemic market. Stick around to the end of this video to find out what I think. Hey everybody, my name's Crooke, and today I'm going to share with you a steamboat market update. We're going to look closely at 3 metrics, and I'm going to tell you why they matter. In this video, I'm going to tell you about the gains experienced during the pandemic and what is happening today. I'll show you transaction and sales volume and why I'm concerned. And finally, we'll look at current inventory and supply levels, and I'll tell you about an opportunity I discovered. Let's talk about appreciation or gains first. So many homeowners in Steamboat Springs realize that their property values have increased a lot. What they might not all realize is just how much they have appreciated. For example, as we look at some of the more popular nightly rental areas in Steamboat, it's significant to note that in many of the average sales price have doubled since 2019. The average sales price of the Rockies went from about $297,000 to just over $569,000. That's a 92% increase. The Lodge increased by 94%, Eagle Ridge appreciated by 117%, and the Ranch appreciated by 127%. The West is up 108%, while Storm Meadows appreciated 72%. Whoa! That means that if you paid cash for an investment before or during the pandemic, you likely just double your investment. However, if you financed it and put about 25% down, and most investors do, that means your investment just increased by 350%. For the locals out there, you've experienced similar appreciation in single-family homes downtown, and actually in most of Route, as is evidenced in these charts. This is great for homeowners, but if you look what has been happening recently, you'll see that between 2022 and 2023, the growth is either marginal, none, or slightly down. Steamboat is usually the last to be affected and the first to rebound in a recession, but this likely signifies the start of a trend reversal. Next up, transaction volume in relation to sales price. So what we're looking at here are total sales volume and total transaction volume through August of each year. What stands out is that 2022 saw transaction volume transition back to pre-pandemic levels. In addition, that trend has continued in 2023, and we're now below that pre-pandemic level by about 15%. Thus, the Fed's interest rate hikes have clearly taken a toll. Higher interest rates have reduced buying power, and because of that, it's prevented a lot of locals and investors from being able to transact here in Steamboat. Let's compare sales volume next. Notice that sales prices are about 25% higher than they were at this point in 2020. We've clearly dropped off from pandemic levels, but if I draw a trend line from 2019 to 2023, you'll see it's like the pandemic never existed. However, there was a pandemic, and sales volume did shoot up during that time. And now it's trending down from those peaks, as evidenced here in this graph. If the current trend line continues down, this could be another signal of a market correction here in Steamboat. And finally, let's talk about current inventory and supply. To be clear, current inventory is still seasonally trending the same way it has even since before the pandemic, as evidenced here in this 10-year graph of active inventory. What is starting to change is supply, or the rate that houses are coming on and leaving the market. Traditionally, in a balanced market, there's about 6 months of supply. If there's less than 6 months, it's favorable for sellers, and if there's more than 6 months, it's favorable for buyers. While Steamboat is still a seller's market, if you look at some sectors, you'll notice that it is trending or has already trended to be more favorable towards buyers. Most of the luxury categories are actually buyers' markets at the moment. If you are looking for a high-end home in Steamboat, you have more options and leverage than you might think. Additionally, if you are thinking about selling in this category, you should determine how you can distinguish your property, because if you don't, Expect a sales process that could potentially last over a year. I don't think a lot of people have realized this opportunity, and it could be yet another indicator that this market is transitioning faster than people want to believe. So what's my take? Well, most of these stats do show a return to pre-pandemic levels, except for prices and active inventory. If you've owned property for a few years, you likely have a very strong equity position. However, if you're faced with a move, a lot of people are scared about their interest rate and they're using that as an excuse as to why they can't move. But I'm kind of thinking, do you really want to have that as the reason you're not moving on in life? I mean, I certainly don't. If you're a buyer, you hold more cards than you have than at any time in the last 4 years. Sellers are offering incentives like 2-1 buy downs, and lenders are rolling out products like free refinancing if rates drop. You'll never know what you're capable of until you try. So get out there, start dreaming again, and talk to some lenders and see what you qualify for. I'm Tcrooke, and I hope you enjoyed this market update. My information is somewhere on the screen. Make sure you click subscribe, especially if you want more market updates or to learn about the Steamboat area. Give me a call if you have questions about the Steamboat real estate market. And thanks for watching. And until next time, keep dreaming and keep living.